Two dads in a Chaz, putting trophies on the wall. Two dads in a Chaz is talking Green Bay Packers football. Not exactly qualified, but answers the call. Two dads in a Chaz, talking Green Bay Packers football. We gonna break it all down, probably leave out some facts. We gonna make some statements that we'll likely regret. Mostly gossip and rumors made straight off the top. So crank up the air conditioning, cause it's bound to get hot. Two dads in a Chaz, you know we live it and we live it right. Two dads in a Chaz, we gonna break down football for you tonight. Besides some rings and putting trophies on the wall. Trophies, y'all. Two dads in a Chaz is talking Green Bay Packers football. Yeah, we talking Green Bay Packers football.
Clearly, we came out with a W, which was
classic case of W. Classic case of W for sure.
Yep. Overall, I got to talk game day experience for myself right away out of the gate here. So, over at the in-laws and just trying to help them up with what would be a simple TV swap, right? You know, big screen downstairs, not quite big enough. Got to get that one from the TV room down. Like, you got it. You want to mount it on the wall? We got the tools, baby. Let's go to town. So we get things cleared off. We grab the stud finder, and I've never seen a more mysterious fucking situation in my entire life. Could be a stud, might not be a stud. We're drilling holes. We're hitting metal. We're hitting fucking drywall. Nothing is working out. The minutes are ticking away. And then finally we decide that we just need to put this thing on a stand because like 50 holes in like your in-laws wall, it's like time to move on to another plan, right? So the brother-in-law shoots over to Best Buy in lightning speed, comes back with the last stand. Pretty sure he said he had to shove an old lady to the ground because it was the only one left. And I'm like, that's my guy. That's my guy. We lickety-splickety put that together as a team. And when I say that, I mean, I was like yelling at everybody being like, this is ridiculous. What are we doing? But it all came together with 10 minutes to spare. And so we were feeling real good about the situation, but it doesn't stop there yet, boys, because apparently AT&T Uverse is the shittiest cable distributor in the fucking planet. So the first half consisted of continuous cutouts. It'd be like 1st and 10. Every time the ball was like hiked, it'd like freeze. And then all of a sudden, like the play would be over and like you'd hear the commentary. And I'm, just trying to, it was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. But you work with what you got. We stayed positive. Ended the half in a decent way, and then the second half, everything kind of cleared itself out. So that was my game day experience, and I think I just want to pass it on a little bit. Ty, how are things in your neighborhood?
A lot more simple, a lot easier than that. I turned my TV on, and everything worked. So that was great. I didn't have any last minute panic or freak out.
Nice.
And just walked into it with full confidence. Tyson, what was your game day experience?
Also not as complicated or cutthroat as a NASCAR TV change right before the fucking kickoff of the game of the first of the year. I did have a very complicated morning because
that's your life.
Yeah, I had to work right up until pretty much right before kickoff. But I did get home in time. I was able to sit and enjoy and pace and watch and yell at my television to the end of what I needed to do. And I watched it with my family and my baby. And I got a little 6-month-old baby, and he was into watching the game with me, which was very special. It was even tolerating my volume changes, which was great. So it was kind of a family game. Everyone was into it, and it went really well. I was giddy, guys. I don't know what else to say. I can't remember a better first week of football. Can you? Because this was fucking amazing. Are you kidding me? I was so good that I'm like, I started feeling like kind of bad. Because it was like Conor McGregor fighting a guy with no arms. And I'm like, I don't know if I want to watch this anymore. This is really rough to see an armless guy get his fucking face punched in. Even if he's got legs, he's got no arms. It was a problem. So it was hard to watch the Bears be that bad at a point. But I loved what I saw out of the Packers. I just am really excited about football this year, guys. And I'm excited to get into it with you.
Jazzy, how about you? What was your experience?
Yep, 100% legs and arms. I did the same thing.
You heard it there, folks.
Well
Chaz.
said as always. Well,
And congratulations on those charges not sticking. That's great news. I'm glad you're back.
We're doing our best, baby.
Yeah.
Also, hashtag he didn't do it.
Yeah. He didn't do anything. God.
rewinding it back here, just to, you know what it felt like? It just felt fucking different. And I think we all imagine this like kind of going in. It's a different quarterback, different feel of the team, and something refreshing for me was, man, consistently when they're showing the sidelines and Jordan Love, he is in there chatting it up with the offensive line. He's talking to his receivers. He's just kind of like motivating individuals, looking calm, looking cool. And I'm not trying to the previous regime and that everybody kind of has their own way to go about it, but man, it was fucking refreshing for me to see somebody just a little bit more involved with their teammates. And I think a large part of that too is just overall age. We have this team is like maybe the youngest in the entire NFL. They can all just relate to each other a little bit more. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I'll go one step further and say it's good to see someone doing it the right way. It's good to see somebody who isn't on the point in their career where they feel like they don't need to do, that small leadership stuff. It's really nice to see somebody doing it, doing the work and the whole thing working out. Our offensive line, guys. Can we talk about our offensive line for a second? Because
I would love to hear you talk about our offensive line.
Dude,
for
as
just
much
a
as
moment,
I want
Tyson,
to,
if you wouldn't mind.
as much as I'm sure to no end going to get into the fucking pile of dog shit that the fucking Bears are. I want to just celebrate for a second in a league that I have watched across the way. There's like a handful of teams that don't have dog shit offensive lines. Our offensive line is one of them. We have. It was beautiful at times. I mean, David Bakhtiari, I don't care if you ever.
I think it's Bakhtiari, by the way.
I don't ever care if he practices again because he played fucking lights out that game. He looked fantastic. I loved so much of what I saw on our offensive line. Yeah, Bach is getting it done. I just feel like we have so much to offer. We're deep. We're strong. We're fast. We're running these complex offensive plays that are like, just timing out beautifully, and you see giant holes, and then you see Jones running as faster than I can recall. He looked fast, extra fast that day, so fast his hamstring couldn't deal with it. But but it all started with the offensive line in general. We set the tone and dominated the trenches in that game, guys, on both sides. And I just could not be more excited about that aspect of our team, because that is something on really good teams that you still see. They have real glaring holes in their offensive line, or they have people that can't do it without cheating. And our guys we played a clean, controlled game. I don't even know that did we have any offensive pass or any offensive flags at all? I don't even know if we did. I mean, it was impressive on the amount of discipline, timing, and effort that you saw out of every single aspect of our team. And I couldn't be more proud to be a Green Bay Packers fan on day one. And then we got to get into the quarterback. But guys,
hold on though. You're going from unit to unit. I just like to say, first off, those opening day jitters were calmed halfway through the second quarter when I'd had a chance to see both sides of the ball, see the energy on both sides of the ball, the tenacity of this defense, guys, we have not seen in a long time. These guys look mean. I mean, they remind me of like classic Ravens defense. So there's more than one guy out there that'll take your head off. And I was, opening day, okay, what do we got here? What's going on? And I think we carried over all of the best parts of last year as far as the defensive side of the ball. And this O-line, you're right, solid. That's where our maturity is. That's where the age and the leadership is going to come from. And man, what a great unit to have leading this team, because those guys don't take any crap off anybody either. I really enjoyed like the fact that I wasn't extremely nervous the entire game, and that it only took a quarter and a half for me to be like, no, this team's good, very good. And all that trash I talked about winning the division is not far-fetched. I think we're right on where we need to be.
Yeah, I would agree that the O-line definitely basically laid the foundation for Jordan to at least feel comfortable and make passes when he needed to, which, gentlemen, on 3rd and 4th down, this team was fucking phenomenal.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
we really need to come up with the yardage, I was shocked by how well Jordan was, at least in those moments, placing the ball where he needed to. Tyson?
We were number 1 in the NFL. Number 1 in the NFL in 3rd and 4th down completions. Number 1. We are the best team at converting in those positions out of every team in the week 1. That's the first week of our quarterback. Now, and he didn't throw any picks. He only threw the ball, like 15 completions? But, dude, they were great. He made good decisions. He made great balls. He didn't make any huge mistakes, and he saved the fucking day with a really big play off of a broken play. I mean, I'm really excited about the poise of our, not just our quarterback, but our team. It seems like we're ready for this. Like, in the world, still, like they're catching up to it. But like, if we can play every game that controlled without penalties, timing where it's supposed to be, like we can withstand someone having a bad day. We can withstand 1 or 2 players dropping a ball, because overall, this system is going to fucking steamroll so many teams with so many weaknesses because they don't play together. Most teams in the league are like a bunch of guys that are doing a bunch of stuff and running a scheme and all this stuff. But like, I feel like our team is really bought in to how this is supposed to roll out. And I'm really excited to see it. I'm really excited to see what happens week 2, particularly, but let's keep talking about the Bears.
Hey, I would agree. I love the enthusiasm, Tyson. I do think we need to calm the fuck down, because I think the Bears, they were the worst team in the fucking NFL last year, and I didn't see a ton of improvement. But if we're flipping over to the defensive side of the ball, fellas, for me, there was a lot of players that stood out. But dude, Rashawn Gary getting back to the field as quick as he did on a snap count, I feel like every fucking snap he was in the game, it was either a pressure or he was in the backfield getting a sack. Like, we need to pay this man as soon as possible before it gets even too steep. Anybody with me here?
I'm with you 100%. This guy is beyond a difference maker. Also, we have a lot of pressure. Now, mind you, it's the Bears who looked exceptionally bad, but like our defense was getting pressure from everywhere. And this guy is on their quarterback, Fields, is one of the most athletic quarterbacks in the league right now. His ability to escape was beyond impressive. But it doesn't change the fact that like our defensive linemen were catching him from behind. Like, our outside linebackers were taking an angle on him and beating him. Our rookie was able to catch him. You know, like, we have guys that were doing big time stuff on the defense, and Darnell Savage played well even. So I don't know. Mayhew, what do you think? I know I'm getting my head big about the D, but
I just want to dovetail off of this. I got a stat here for you that the Packers tallied 36 total pressures on defense, which that was 26 of 49 dropbacks for Justin Field. So 53% of the time we were in this motherfucker's face. 8 different defenders had at least 2 pressures, including 4 or more from Devontae Wyatt, Rashawn Gary, Lucas Van Ness, the rookie, Kenny Clark, and Colby Wooten. Dude, our front defensive line and like linebackers, everything flipped overnight, it feels like. I don't remember a Packers team being like this for a very long time.
No, I don't remember. And I know it's just, again, it's the Bears week 1. And I've also never seen a team play another team and not just beat them, but like steal their hopes, their dreams, their heart. Like, we sucked their soul from them in that game. You felt every Bears fan's pain felt more like it was almost more tragic, and they're at home and they thought they were going to win that fucking game. They thought it was going to be different. They thought they were good, man. Holy shit. They thought they were good. Could you imagine thinking you're good and then seeing that? You'd be like, what is wrong with us? You know,
Chaz, you were there. Chaz, you were there with a Bears fan. What was his going into this? Was he confident? Was he cocky? Where were the Bears fans on this one?
So when I was sitting here with Eric Bears fan, I got to say the loss wasn't as hard for Eric as it was listening to my 3 closest buddies who I have a podcast with talking mad bullshit about his team, and he can't defend himself all day.
4th and 1 on their own 40. They did not get it, and it's going to be all downhill from there for the Bears. Unfortunately,
You're right. That when they went for it on 4th down and didn't get it, I'm like, oh man, this is the beginning of the end for them. Like, that was a cocky, like they can't afford a cocky move like that. They're not, that's not who they are. Let's get real. And also, like, I don't have the fucking slightest idea what that offense is. I could not tell you. I could watch that game 6 more times and I could be like, I don't know what the Bears offense is. I don't know what their scheme was. I don't know what their plan was. I don't know if he just had like every play is an option play, just run or whatever. Like, it felt like I don't understand the offense they were running because they had such lack of continuity. Like, I know they have good running backs. I know they can run the ball, but the times in which they stopped running the ball and what they did when they were having success with running the ball, I'm like, what is your fucking plan here? What do you guys, who's running this team? You know, like, I was like confused. I was just frustrated for this battle because, like, I was expecting a little more of a worthy foe. I was expecting a team that was going to come out and be like, this is my time. And I just saw like a really confused mess. And it was good to see that wasn't us. But also, like, it leaves you with this, like, are we any good though? Because I know they're bad, but like, are we really that good? You know, so I'm excited to see where this goes. But I also am like, Jesus, man, I didn't know the Bears were that bad. That was really hard to watch for them.
Yeah, but don't tell them that.
I won't. Don't worry. It's our little secret.
Well, one thing we touched on last week, and I kind of shredded, or at least I've been very weary of, is our special teams in general. Like Rich Bisaccia, we grab a rookie punter like out of fucking nowhere. We grab a rookie kicker who was just trash in college, but's got a big leg, and he just Mason. Like, everybody's calling for these, like, you know, other potential options. Like, no, this is what we're rolling with here. This is what we're gonna do. And they fucking lit it up, dude. Anders to end the first half, that 52-yard field goal, that fucker was good from 65. I swear to God. Every extra point right down the middle.
From my house, dude. That shit was fucking incredible.
I never, like, when it hit like the back of the net, I'm like, holy fuck, I've never seen one hit at that point before, you know? And even on like the returns, like Jalen Reed busted that long one. Like, I don't know, it was the first game where all 3 phases of the Packers actually seemed dialed in more than usual. You know what I mean?
Yeah, especially for a week 1. I can't recall. It's been a long time since we came out hot, you know, and it wouldn't even seem like we're hot. It wasn't like we put up 450 yards and 10 touchdowns or some crazy shit, you know, like it was just consistent and like solid and good. And we played well and we got like a bunch of points. I don't know. I just feel like it was a great first week. That's all I can say is the whole town of where I live is walking light still on a Tuesday, especially after what happened last night. Some of us are a little more broken up about it than others, but more importantly, it just feels damn good to be a Packers fan this week, you know? And I enjoy these weeks when they're here because you never fucking know in this game. And and this is one of the things that I love the most about the Aaron Rodgers Packers era is that every week you had this opportunity to feel like, God, we got it. You know, and next week we're going to get them too. And like, it's good to feel that. And I hope that I get to feel that all year long and just keep seeing this team continue to progress. Cause I'm real impressed with week 1.
Yeah. Tyson, I'm there with you too. Like, I don't know if we're great or good, but I do know that we're not bad. If we were a bad team, we would have been in the mud with the Bears, and that one would have been a whole lot closer. The fact that we handled them and we showed them that there was a difference between quality and teams, I think that just sets us up for future success. Now we've got some confidence. Now guys are rolling. Now guys are believing. And yeah, to be not bad on week 1 is about all you can hope for.
And consistent. To be consistent is great.
Absolutely. We're applauding ourselves here pretty heavily, but I mean,
we didn't call that ass whooping. I mean, we did.
Yeah. But with the good, there is still the bad. At least like for myself, there was things I thought we needed to clean up and some other kind of shortcomings. Chaz, anything kind of stand out to you where we're just like weaker points of this team currently?
I thought it was a bit of a defense against defense kind of game. I don't know if you guys will agree or will not, but I have to say it became more of a defensive standoff because it wasn't that we didn't have good quarterbacks across the board. It was more so that we were not able to play. And can I actually ask a question real quick? Because this is when I started getting confused because I do have a problem between offense and defense. 2 or 3. I felt like we were playing 2 versus 3 in the second half. Is that correct? Can I ask a question on that, boys? Can I get a little question on that? As far as cornerbacks and safeties?
We did have an opportunity in the second half to play a lot more cover, and we did. They got great pressure the whole game. It's amazing. We would send 4, 5, but Justin Fields definitely was back there moving around. We changed the scheme,
Right.
and like you were saying, Chaz, we did evolve. We did adapt.
No, we had two. We were
And-
running
and
too
I-
high, Chess. We were running
Yeah.
mostly too high, though.
When you give a quarterback like Justin Fields a 3 count, I bet, I mean 3 solid seconds, that guy is too talented to just stay in the box, and he's going to run. I think that Justin Fields had an amazing game, but he was the only player on the game. He was the only player on the team.
I guess for me, like there was still this poor tackling, which I think continues to sort of be like a little bit of like the Packers. Look, Justin Fields, when he does rush the ball, he's a badass motherfucker. He can shimmy, he can shake, he's hard to take down. But there were other moments too where I'm just like, this is a textbook tackle, got away. And then also just overall discipline, man. There was a lot of stupid fucking flags.
Yep.
Some of them like negating like sacks by Gary, like was one where I'm just like, what are we doing?
All right. Here's on the defensive side of the ball, these penalties. I will always defend energy flags and putting guys in their place. Some of these flags are worth it. Now, like the big flags, the big time, calling it back and giving them a first down on third down. Yeah, in high pressure situations that can't be happening. But sometimes these, like the roughing, all the roughing and all the fighting and all that, like I actually kind of like those flags.
I know you do.
Oh,
It
you mean
was-
like guy like when Quay like
That's the
punches
clear
a coach
message
in his
of
face
who
at the
the
time,
dominant
like you're
team
all
was.
for that.
It's well documented Ty likes dirty play as long as they're wearing Packers uniforms. Okay.
Yeah.
But here's what I will say. I got names, all right. I got fucking receipts. Rudy Ford fucked up. He did not look good. He did not look like a starter. He looked like he might be a problem. He looked like a guy that's going to get you a couple of 15-yarders and give up about a couple touchdowns a game. So if that shit continues, I would like to cycle in other people, which they did in that game at safety, and they did just fine. So Rudy Ford, I think, is on thin ice in terms of a starter. Keyshawn Nixon, man, bro, what are you doing? Dude's just like fucking playing soccer and not football, just running with the wide receiver. Like, at what point are you going to tackle this guy? You're just going to run like another 15 yards with him, and then you're going to grab. At what point do you touch him? Like I was really disappointed in his play. I don't think a lot of people are calling him out, but in my watching and rewatching of the game, it really stood out to me how Keyshawn Nixon was stood out as a little bit out of sorts.
Yeah, but he brought the attitude. I will say
but he gave up some really big plays in dumb ways. That's my issue.
Skipping ahead a little bit here, he was PFF. He was our worst rated defender on the day.
Bingo.
He had 2 missed tackles, gave up team high 7 catches for 60 yards, including the touchdown pass to Darnell Mooney.
Yeah, see? So like I'm not crazy here. But I feel like those 2 guys are really the end of the list. Like I'm really happy with the rest of the defense, and I can't tell you how many games where I got a fucking laundry list of people that I got on my, and it's just those 2 guys. I was pretty excited. I thought the Jair had a couple of plays that like he took some chances and it didn't work out, but you're gonna get that with him. He's also gonna change the game and make an amazing interception. So I'm for that being the main issues on our team. I'm for defense. That's a pretty fucking good situation.
Here, let me dig a little deeper. And Ty, I'm going to pass this one to you because I think we got to have this conversation. When Aaron Jones is in the game, like this offense looks way different than when AJ Dillon is on the field. Like this guy talks about how he's going to run harder, how he's going to bulldoze. I feel like when it's like goal line material, I don't even want him in there anymore. I feel like Aaron Jones gives us like a better option. I like the guy, but he seems unimpactful to me. Am I wrong here, Ty?
I think Dillon had an off game. I mean, I think everybody can see that he just was not hitting the gaps. He wasn't as strong. I don't know that he needs to play his best football week 1. I think he's a lot more dominant in difficult conditions. I think that I don't think anybody was saying AJ Dillon needs to carry us to a victory on this one.
I did.
I would say can I take a crack at the running backs here?
I just want to walk the stat line real quick. He had 13 carries
Hang
for
on.
19 yards.
Let him finish.
No, he had an
Let him
off
finish.
day. He definitely had
Let
an
him
off day,
finish.
but I'm saying it's not the end of the world, and I also don't think that that's his ceiling. I think that's his floor. He was sent in on short yardage situations where they were stacking the box. We did a lot of creative things with Jones. We were putting him out, sending him out in motion, putting him in the slot. Screens to Jones. When Dillon was in, we were like, go get us 3 yards, and he got us 2.5.
Hey, get us a first down so we can keep the clock rolling. Really, it was about time of possession. And in that regard, he did really well.
Yeah, and he did what he needed to. And he's not a consistent player. He is a player that has off days. But it doesn't mean that he's not going to rush for 120 at some point this season. I just think this was his warming up, and it takes time for some players, and I'm not really worried about it because I don't think it was a whole this is the way he is now. I think it was he had an off week, he was put in some tough spots, nobody was expecting too much, he did his job. So I'm not worried about Dillon. When come December, he's going to be the last guy anybody wants to tackle, so I'll save him for then.
I just want to say real quick that Dillon is I feel there's pressure mounting, unfortunately. I felt differently, Ty. I felt like this guy was maybe more legend than actually getting the job done, and at this point everyone's expecting big things from him. That being said, I feel like he had a really rough first half. They also continue to give him the ball in like single side to the quarterback in out of the shotgun draw plays with no head of steam. So it wasn't Rodgers. So that was cleared because they are still, in my opinion, misusing him, even though we're a team devoid of fullbacks. You would think you'd at least let him have a single back under the shotgun run up to like fuck some people up, right? Like that's the whole idea behind a big guy. So I also feel like they are using they're using him in positions, in my opinion, where his objective is just, we need to run clock and get the first down. We don't want to score. We want to keep the ball in our possession. You're using Jones in big plays. You're like, this could go all the way. Also, Jones would not be in this league if not for load managed his entire career. Yep. That dude is not able to be a 30 carry back. If he was, he would be one. He's not. And there's a reason for that. And we figured out a way to prolong his career, make him a Hall of Famer, potentially within the Packers organization, have a lot of success, but you can't give him the ball 30 times a game. He will definitely be hurt. He can't play like that. He's too little. He's had too many injuries. We know how to manage him, and that's why he has success. That's when he's successful, is when he has someone else to split time with, and you give him his third quarter so he can come in fresh and blow that shit up. When we've used him like a running back, he's not effective and he does get hurt, and that's the reason he's here, and we're doing this 2 running back thing. So I don't think our goal is to like, Dillon, go out there and get the ball 20 times and you're going to get 120 yards, and Jones, you're going to get it 10 times for 100 yards. I think that their goal is to like put them both in positions to do their job for the team. And I don't think Dylan's job for the team right now is to go out there and break it for a long one.
Yep, that's a solid take. That's a solid take.
They put him in difficult positions. They went heavy in second and third quarter on him. I think you're exactly right, Tyson.
Chaz, you're a huge AJ Dion fan. I'd love to get your thoughts here.
He's getting old. He's getting slow. I don't like it.
It's like
How about his
24.
weight, Chaz? How about his weight? How do you feel about his weight?
He's getting fat. He's getting sat. I don't like it.
Also
Sat?
paid? Is it partly because he's so paid?
He's getting paid. He ain't getting laid. I don't like it.
Okay. Well, gentlemen, that takes us to our brace for impact segment here, where we discuss individually some of the most impactful plays. Of the game.
Pick six.
Yep.
Who took it to the house and ended that game early.
He also played like a fucking stud the entire game. So
Making
it wasn't
tackles,
even just that.
both
He
sides
was
of it.
he was everywhere.
If he's
and
not
playing
getting
well.
kicked out of games, he better be doing pick sixes. That's all I know.
Dude,
They
and
were
that guy should
trying
have
to-
been taken down at like the 25. I don't know how he
Guys-
made his way to the end zone. It was like a maul.
I know. And they were trying to bait him all over the place. He was not biting, dude. He is committed. They're going to be watching him all year long, trying to catch him with doing crazy shit. So at this point, I was
what was that time?
so he was just. I was impressed with his focus the entire game. It seemed like the Bears, part of their strategy was to try and bait him into doing something stupid, and he wasn't biting.
No, and in fact, he was tackling the guys that Rudy Ford should have.
I know.
When the free safety is missing tackles, Quay's coming up from behind and chasing that guy down.
Oh, and tackling him like he's trying to break his spinal cord too. Like just not even not a light tackle ever from him.
No,
he's going hard.
That to me just
I'm talking planet Earth shit. I'm talking like OG. And here he comes on the gazelle.
Yeah.
Tyson, give me another impact play. Let's keep rolling through this a little bit.
Oh man, you got to get the long run by Aaron Jones. That was a huge play. His in general, like I don't recall Aaron Jones looking that fast ever before. Like he seemed faster than usual, and it was like I'm like, holy shit, he looks quick today. And they clocked him at like over 20 miles an hour on that run. So like he's running like really fast that day, and then his leg exploded from it. But still, it was really that was probably one of the biggest plays of the game for me. Definitely the Quay one you said was definitely the number one for me. I thought that was what changed everything for the game, and it was on at that point.
And Anders hitting that 52-yard field goal, also major point of confidence. You know, I mean, the game was close at that point. It wasn't like a nothing kick. That was an important field goal, and for him to come in with the pressure on the road, put it through, really kind of eased my worries about having this transition at such an important position.
I agree. And a 52-yarder is no gimme, But one that I know Tyson touched on earlier was the drop, snap, and pickup by Love, right? But what we didn't talk about is they huddled up on offense, then re-huddled. I've never fucking seen this before. Even like the broadcasters are like, hell, what are they doing? But dude, he still kept everybody calm. Like the clock is kicking down. They get up. They fucking botched the handoff. He picks it up. I mean, luckily it was like a perfect bounce, but he turns around. He doesn't scramble like an idiot. He looks downfield and hits Musgrave. Could have been a slightly better pass, and it's a touchdown. But, dude, that is just composure at its finest.
Yeah, absolutely.
Agreed.
Talk about something that makes you feel good about, like the part of Aaron Rodgers' game that you're like, how will we ever find another that can extend a play and make things happen? And, like, dude, it was like, yeah, that was better. That was great.
Can you do that line reading one more time?
I can't.
Can we ever find another?
I've grown quite weary of poor quarterback.
I've gone quite weary.
Exactly.
Speaking of, I feel like I know the people that I want to hear talk about it, but I'm going to ask about it. The Jets had their opening game last night against Buffalo, and the Jets won. But I would just like to sit back with my glasses up and watch this happen.
Boys, we were never going to get that first round pick. We were never going to get that first round pick. There was no way he was going to finish 60% of those snaps. He went into darkness, 90% retired. He came out of darkness, just totally fooling himself.
He couldn't even complete a series, guys.
Not even one. Not even 4 downs.
The Jets are going to give up 45 sacks this season, and he couldn't handle the first one.
His stats are 3 incompletions as a Jet.
The other one that kind of stood out was Lucas Van Ness's sack of Justin Fields. This guy, Fields was slippery all day long. This 275-pound behemoth of a man chased him down, threw him out of bounds like he was nothing. I'm feeling pretty good about that draft pick. Give him a year or two to develop. And Gary, those two on the outside, boys.
Yeah. That's terrifying. That's terrifying. And then I'm even scared of our backups. Like I think that our team is able to get pressure a ton of different ways.
Agreed.
When I remember, I can't. It feels like just yesterday. We're like, can we just get a guy who can get some pressure? Just one. Like we were asking for a guy who could get pressure, and now all we have is like guys that can get pressure. It's pretty amazing. It's pretty spectacular. Devontae Wyatt, I got to throw that out there. Devontae Wyatt also getting that sack on Fields was eye-opening because that's not a play that a big guy. He didn't get blocked, but still, he just chased him down, and that was impressive. That guy, if he can get off blocks, is really quick.
I saw some good handwork from him too, Tyson, on the inside. Like his technique is coming around too with like the speed and burst that was already there in college. Like, he's coming up quick.
Yeah, and also Slayton. Slayton was looking like a fucking man out there, dude. There's been years where I've been like waiting for him to play as big as he is. Like his size is massive, and you keep being like, when is that guy gonna realize he's like bigger than everybody? And I feel like it finally hit him. Like again, it was the Bears, but he seemed like he was just throwing dudes around, and it was awesome.
It was. Hey, let's just dive into top 5 defense here. Quay Walker coming in at number 1. My man Ty, 92.1 grade. Right behind him, Rashawn Gary. Behind him, Devontae Wyatt, Razul Douglas, and Darnell Savage, who you touched on earlier, Tyson. But this is the first game I can remember in a long time where he was just around the ball, not making horrible plays, just sound tackler.
Yep.
It's all you
need.
Like
he wanted to tackle. It was weird. I'm like, what happened to this guy? He looked like he was not afraid and was eager to tackle. And I'm like, what happened to you?
That's all around. The defense looked good, and Joe Barry didn't fuck it up, guys. Also, let's give a little credit to the guy.
He did a great job, honestly.
He didn't fuck it up. So, way to go, Joe.
No, but he ran a really smart scheme, a really smart contained scheme with how we were blitzing those fast guys on the outside. We were forcing him. It was like a big net. It was like a giant net that was just pushing him to the side, and he thought he was in charge. But the reality is, like, he had nowhere to go. We knew what his trends were. We knew where he was going to roll. We were already there. Like a lot of those plays that he went to run on is just because when he went to his tendency, we were there, and he's like, "Fuck!" And
it only worked a couple times too.
If he would have looked like for 2 more seconds, there were wide open dudes probably somewhere. I don't know. But he just ran.
If you watch Fields last season, he was running for 100 yards, constantly taking off in the fourth quarter, dominating. He had some plays, but he only had 2, 3 that he actually managed first downs on. I mean, it was contain. And I just thought how impressive that Joe Barry actually schemed for the team that we were playing against and said, what is their offensive strength?
He did have a whole off season, but if that's what it takes, whatever, just give him more time.
But the fact that he didn't fuck it up, I'm never going to give him the credit because, he really screwed us over last year. But the fact that he didn't crash the car in quarter number 1 here was really, I'm not going to say hats off to him, but way to go, Joe, on not fucking this up and actually scheming for the actual opponent that we actually had.
No, I'm with you. Like right out of the gate, they were given 10 yards off the line of scrimmage, like cornerbacks, you know what I mean? They played zone 90% of the time, and I was pissed at first. Then, like Tyson said, I'm like, okay, I see what we're doing here. It's working. I get it. I get it. You know.
Yeah, it was great. I know, I agree. I was like, how are you letting the, and then also how about like seeing Kenny Clark rushing the quarterback, being like, turning around, booking ass backwards to take out. I've never seen a more impressive like recognition too late of a screen pass. Turn around and still beat the fucking guy to the ball and make the play. It was like beautiful. I'm like, man, this defense knows what the fuck
Well
they're doing.
coached. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Well
And it
schemed.
was everybody turned around too. It wasn't like one idiot's like, I got him. You know, it was like they all knew. It was very impressive that they knew what the fuck was happening consistently. After communication being like the main issue on our team for how many years too, with LaFleur too. And now I just felt like everyone was on the same page.
Yeah.
Nice.
Refreshing. Agreed.
Hey guys, Aaron Rodgers tore his ACL. Are we going to talk about that a little more? Because I feel like we got to, because it's a big deal.
We
Like,
should.
we fucking dude.
He tore it. He tore it down. He tore it.
Yeah, I mean, but really, I mean, like, I'm ready to go full conspiracy and be like, maybe last year we were purposely like, we're gonna just be like 8-8. We gotta get this guy out of here. You know, he's got to figure out a way. Joe, I promise I won't get you fired. I promise I won't fire you. But you gotta make us look like we're really bad. Okay, this guy will never leave otherwise.
Did you hear about it? Did you hear about what happened? You hear about what happened to him?
I saw it firsthand. It looked like he fell down briskly against the ground and then got up and tried to put weight on it. Everything I've read too is that field, that turf is just absolute shit. Like people are ripping ACLs like every other day, and then the rain poured down right before. Ty, turf talk style, you couldn't have a shittier situation.
Give it to him. Give it to him.
I mean, it is. It's a shag carpet that they play on. A shag carpet on top of concrete. That's what you get when you deny football players what they need, which is real turf. Way to not figure out how to grow grass in New York City, you idiots.
It's New Jersey. It's New Jersey. It's very toxic.
Oh yeah.
But,
the gases would seep up through natural soil. I, for one, just thought it looked like a 40-year-old man falling down.
Oh,
That's how you get up when you're an old man and you fall down.
Can I share a story, guys? I just went to urgent care last week because I fell down at the age of 40 and hurt my elbow pretty bad. And I was like, oh man, what's going on? That you know, and I had like a tennis elbow thing. And when I fell, it was like really bad then. And I'm like, oh no, I didn't hit it or anything. But I'm like, I can't, he couldn't open the door and it was really a problem. So I went to the doctor and the doctor said, so when you're a younger man and you work super hard, like you're working and you push it to the limits, your ligaments, they're like silk, and your muscles, those are the things that get tired and sore and pull and whatever. And those things heal very quickly. But when you get older and you're closer to 40, your tendons are more like frayed rope. And when your frayed rope gets damaged, it just gets really irritated and gets way worse. And sometimes it just doesn't get better because it doesn't get blood flow. So my theory is that Aaron Rodgers has been playing on a frayed rope ass fucking calf for about 10 years now, hanging on by a thread, you know? And he's like, I'm good. It's just that calf thing, you know? And like, this is what took out Kevin Durant, you know, calf strain turned ACL tear. This is the thing. So like this guy fucks up his calf like every year. It seems like, I don't know. It feels like a lot of years. It feels like we might have known, you know, maybe it's time this thing's still running, you know, we should get rid of this car real quick before, you know, as his sale, the Jets are interested. And then, yeah, I think it's hilarious, but also sad, but also hilarious that in 3 plays, their fucking dreams are dead. They're dead. It's amazing. It's pretty impressive to me. that they put all their eggs in that basket and they didn't consider that a 40-year-old dude who phones in the off season every year but till now could potentially outdo his little old body and get hurt, and he's not Tom Brady, guys. This guy was drinking tequila and doing fucking like gonna be I don't know. He just stopped like drinking anything but water and doing yoga at like 38. And that's how he did that. He was peak body, keeping it in check. And I think Aaron Rodgers has made a habit, and the Packers have enabled this as a way of prolonging his career and keeping him around, is we're not going to push him in the off season, and we're not going to make him do like any camps, and we're not even going to make him play preseason. He can just start lifting weights then, and then he'll get in shape by about week 4 or 5, and he'll be deadlifting the whole time. And then by week 8, he'll actually be ready to play football. And then by the end of the year, he'll start getting hurt all the time and he'll barely finish. And, he's started later and later and ran out of gas sooner and sooner every year. And this year, what do you know? He started the whole off season working out, trying to be great. And, but he didn't even make it a series. So I'm sad for the Jets fans. I appreciate what Aaron Rodgers did for us, but bro, you should have just fucking retired. We all could have just moved on with our lives,
All right, take it, buddy, take it. I
mean, it really is unfortunate for his career that it's going to be remembered of this is how it ended. Like he walks in. He does the same thing to the Jets that he's always done to us, which is play assistant general manager. He's got 8 guys. He brings his 8 guys with him. And now Lazard has to catch passes from Zach Wilson.
Wait, who's Lazard?
Yeah. Who?
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't matter. You can call him
you might have heard of. One of the 14 former Packers that went to go play with Aaron Rodgers that is now looking at a dumpster of a team and being like, oh, I shouldn't have put all my eggs in that one basket.
Look, man, that quarterback they have.
Wait. Hang on. You had your time. Give it to him.
No, I mean, it really is. Like, it's just pathetic. It's sad that everybody would follow this guy, and it's just nobody else saw this coming. I mean, apparently Gutekunst saw it coming because he, like Tyson was saying, unloaded him like a 1998 Buick LeSabre at a used car lot. Can't believe we get the 2nd round pick for him. But
you saying you got a 1998 LeSabre?
Man, where are you at on this? What do you think about this whole Aaron Rodgers business? I'm sure you're torn up because you love him so much.
I feel fucking bad for the guy, man. I mean, we're all human beings here. Like, despite everything that went down, the amount of effort that goes into what it takes to like just play in this league, and how he was looking for like maybe 1-2 more years, and he gets this drastic injury. Yeah. Maybe I'm the only one, but I feel pretty fucking bad for him. The Jets fans, I feel like they saw this.
The only one.
What it's like to be a Packers fan. It's like he's gonna take you to the playoffs. He's gonna get you to these huge moments, and then I feel like he just doesn't have the killer instinct anymore. And I think like I just wanted to be proven right that I felt that way, because I saw fear in this man's eyes, like for the past multiple years. When his home field advantage in the playoffs, whatever it took. Why aren't you fucking carrying us on your back? Right. Fucking excuses.
I think he's never been an Iron Man, guys. I mean, he's broken some collarbones from just getting squished. Nothing major. I mean, this is not the first time this has happened. We all knew this was going to happen. We just didn't know it was going to happen on the very first series of the season. But
that's at the time. I don't mean to be insensitive, but you can't. There's a comedic level to like the statistical scenario. I mean,
I'll agree with that 100%. Yeah.
See, on Hard Knocks, okay? I saw what Aaron Rodgers was. It's what I thought it was. It's exactly it, dude. He's gonna do great for you until adversity happens. Then he's gonna sit there with a crazy fucking look in his eye, and then he's gonna go and change all the fucking plays and do whatever he wants and set things up differently. And then all of a sudden he can throw again. But like he will miss open guys. He did it in these
In
games.
the 3 passes that he threw this season.
I'm just saying, right? Exactly. He'll just get in these weird funks, and the only way he can even get it up is if he makes up some magic. Gosh, I'm gonna zip it. I'm gonna do this. And when I said this, look at my elbow. You know what I mean? Like that's the only way. That's unfortunate that he can't just be a quarterback and play. And especially now, he really can't be a quarterback. But I hope he gets better. I don't know, guys. Real quick, raise. They can't see your hands. Who thinks Aaron Rodgers is retired and gone and not going to play another down?
Yeah, no, he was most of the way there before he hurt his body.
So do you think that was the last time you'll see Aaron Rodgers, the quarterback, on the field?
Done.
Okay,
No, I imagine he'll go to Minnesota.
Okay, Chaz, do you think he's gonna stage and finish out a comeback and be a quarterback in the NFL again?
God, no. I mean, a cheerleader,
God,
maybe.
no. Okay, all right. Mayhew, is he gonna come back?
I think we're gonna see him again in some capacity. Yes.
Yeah, I think that if this guy goes through the rehab that it takes to be able to walk again as a human, and then once he gets past that, I think he's gonna want to have a return. But I'm afraid it's gonna be similar to the guy who got drafted in front of him in 49ers, where you'll get like a, hey man, you came back and played. That's really admirable. We'll see ya.
What I'm saying is that you all in this room understand that man's psyche, and you really think that he's gonna go out on that like that was brutal. Like that's your legacy. Like no way.
Brutal.
He doesn't have a choice. He doesn't have a choice. A 40-year-old Aaron Rodgers is a risk. A hobbly ass 41-year-old Aaron Rodgers, they're not inviting him back. They're moving on. Zach Wilson's hot mom has already secured his starting position for the foreseeable future. There's no way they're going to give this guy another chance. I think whether or not he wants to or not is beside the point. I think that Saleh is smart enough to listen to Zach Wilson's hot mom and run the ball the rest of the season.
What do we
They
do
do have a
with
really good running back.
Dude, Brees Hall looked really good already.
looked
I'm like, how is that
incredible.
guy
He
already
won the
back on the
game
field?
for him. He won the game for him.
We all forgot they even won.
So we can just rip up that first round pick. We're getting the second round pick. We always were. But yeah, no, it's not
That's
that.
it?
Yeah, that's it.
Like that's all we get from the trade with Aaron Rodgers? That's it?
It's more like that's all they get for a second round pick.
Yeah, that's all they
Go
get.
the other way
Free
around.
snaps. They gave us 2
That's all they
second-round
get.
picks.
Yeah, second round pick for that. 3 plays.
Yep, for 3 plays. Oh, and they had to sign
Lot
all
of
of the
jersey
guys
sales.
he
Lot
wanted,
of jersey
and they had to do
sales.
preseason just the way he wanted. And he totally took a dump. When we played them last year, they were scary, right? Saleh had a culture that was vicious. They had a real identity, and then he came in, took a crap on all of that, and this is what they get. They basically like ruined the good thing they had for him.
He definitely had a look.
Actually, they got everybody matching tuxes and dresses, and then he's like, "Yeah, I'm not actually going to prom."
Yeah,
Pull it up to the microphone, Ty. Pull it up.
no, I really feel like he had the look of a guy that's like, fuck, I shouldn't have sold my soul to the devil. This was not a good deal for me. This means that I'm gonna get fired. That means that timeshare, I can't afford that timeshare. Oh no, we just bought that swimming pool. I can't return that. Like it was like you could watch the wheels spin of like how all these decisions he made are now a mistake.
Yeah.
You know, I felt for the guy.
And they deserve it. The Jets deserve it. Look, they courted this guy.
Oh my God.
The Jets deserve it. They courted this guy. They put all their eggs in this basket. This is just desserts.
His name's Ty Wendell, folks. You know where to find him.
They wanted the easy way out. They were like, let's go get a Hall of Fame. We haven't had a good quarterback in 75 years. Let's go get a good quarterback and sell out. And they sold out. And you know what? This is the result.
Yep.
They haven't done it properly, like the Packers have, with fucking awesome Jordan Love being a 4th-year player, 5th-year player, developed, well coached. No, they were like, let's take a shortcut and just go get the Just go get the guy who's won one Super Bowl. And this is what they get. So I have no pity or mercy for the Jets. I think that this is a total Jets move. It happened. What happened was totally predictable. The timing was just hilarious. The timing was just funnier than I could even imagine.
I feel bad for Aaron Rodgers. Come on, I don't want anyone to tear their Achilles at the ankle. That's not a fun situation. Even the bad guy in Kill Bill that got the sword to the Achilles, I felt for that guy too. I'm like, that sucks. That would hurt so bad. Anyway, so like I want to move on to the Falcons now. Are you guys ready to do that?
No, I'm not done trashing Aaron Rodgers yet.
Okay.
No, I'm done. All right, moving on to the Falcons.
Yeah, let's put the Bears in the rear view window and talk about the Atlanta Falcons and what we know about this team. Tyson, we're going to pass it off to you first here. Offensively, what are we walking into this weekend?
Well, boys, we are walking into a team that is unknown. There's a lot of unknowns, kind of like the Packers. We got two teams that won their openers that no one really knew too much about. That had a lot of new starting important components that you really didn't know how they were going to use it. And you got to see in that game against the Panthers, I got to see a team that has a pretty impressive running team that has not as impressive as a wide receiver situation. Certainly not as good of an offensive line as the Green Bay Packers have. Have spots of defensive pressure, but not a great defensive line. But really, I Bijan Robinson and Tyler Algier. Algier. Yeah, those guys are fucking legit. You're talking A+ running back duo. Those guys, the first score that Bijan Robinson had was incredible. Like, it was one of those plays that you're like, what the fuck? How do you even do that? It's like a Barry Sanders play that, like, the guy had him and he just was like, nope. And just, it was incredible. This guy is maybe untackleable at times. And then another time you saw him get completely lit up. So he's also catchable. But really, their running game is very impressive, and they can run block pretty well. And they are the opposite of the Packers. The Packers are like a fancy ass ballet of misdirection and guys moving around and jet sweeps and pulling guards and pulling this. And they're like a power run team. They're running power ass run right at you. You know it's coming and you can't stop it. So I'm curious. This would be a great test for the middle of our defense that looked so dominant last week. How are you going to look against a team that's like, yeah, we're ready to go at you? You know, I'm very curious to see the end of that, to see that lineup.
It'll also be a great test for our coaching staff, because the only team with less tape than the Green Bay Packers is the Atlanta Falcons.
Absolutely.
They were a total rebuild in the offseason. They had the most money to spend out of anybody. It's a ton of turnover. And I'm looking at a roster. I've never not recognized so many names in my life. Like, I have no idea who these guys. Scroll the roster, searching for anybody that might be a former on another team. And they signed a ton of dudes. They signed a whole brand new team, and we have no idea who they are. And so, as much as I'm looking for players to step up, like, the coaches, this is a real test for LaFleur and Barry, and getting their guys ready for what is just a kind of a mismatch of a team.
Yeah, this Ritter guy doesn't feel like he's a starting quarterback, but like not a starting quarterback. Like a guy that's a future backup, it feels like, but he is holding the line right now. Tyler Heineke could be coming for him, but regardless, he obviously won the job. Kyle Pitts is no fucking joke, though. Their tight end is a wide receiver playing tight end, because that guy is incredible and fast and knows how to catch the ball and body out everybody in the secondary. So I'm super impressed with Kyle Pitts. There was a catch that he had against double coverage that was Randy Moss-esque. It was incredible. So I'm pretty impressed with parts of their team, but their quarterback is like a C plus.
Yeah, he's gonna
maybe.
end up losing his job to Taylor Heineke.
They're
Heineke.
like not that far apart, it feels like.
No.
But I like Tyler Heineke. You love Tyler Heineke, but
Oh, you know I'm a Heineke fan. I was rooting for him to come be Love's backup. I didn't know we were going to draft so well and have this Sean Clifford who's totally capable of doing it. But Heineke, I mean, Heineke plays with heart. I don't know if that's what the Falcons need, but who knows what the Falcons need? They have 43 new players this year, so
the rookie free safety Jesse Bates had two of the more impressive picks that I've seen this whole last week. He had 2 picks in that game, and both of them were like, whoa, you jumped that. That was good. So I'd watch out for that. They have guys that they're like a middle of the field team. They run the middle. Their guards are good. Their safeties are good. Their corners are not. Their wide receivers are not. Like they're just like the middle of the team is strong. The outside, not so much. I feel like our team is a better team, but I also don't know how we're going to go up against a team that is, like you said, we don't have tape on them. They are game planning against us. We have a similar offense to what we have run in the past. Now we know. I don't know. I'm just curious to see how this.
Let me throw this out to the guys.
Jones going to play? That's a huge question in a game like this, where you want to be able to run to the outside, and you have a slow middle, power back that's not built to do that. That could be a problem. Are we going to pull someone up from the third? Are we going to have our third string running back in there a lot more, having ways to get to the outside? Because that's where you're going to have opportunities in the open field against a team like the Falcons.
Let me ask this. Does the colossal ass whooping that we just handed the Bears last week actually hurt us? And is it possible to have a trap game week 2?
Yeah.
Because this feels like a trap game. We're walking in, chest out. We're the ones to beat. We told you all along. I feel like week 2 is too early to have a trap game. But I feel like we're walking into this one feeling like some world beaters, and I'm just a little nervous about that.
Yeah, I am too. This feels like a game that we could lose or it'd be a really tough win. Like this doesn't feel like one that we're going to be able to go in and handle. And I don't know why, because on paper it feels like we should be able to match up pretty well. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what the game brings, because it's got a lot of fun stipulations.
Yeah, no, and it's
NFC. We're both have like a similar possible trajectory in the NFC, us and the Falcons too, which are like unknowns and shitty divisions. Who knows?
Yeah.
Hey, Ty, what are you thinking? What kind of food are you cooking for this Falcons game going against the Dirty Birds? Bro, what do you got?
I am watching this game. It's my mother-in-law's birthday. So we're doing a family birthday party. So I'm eating whatever's being served.
Gas station chicken, then. Got it.
Yeah, stick to chicken.
Yeah.
You got to eat chicken, America. I'm not asking, I'm telling. This is a game when we're playing against the Falcons, which is a bird team. Now, I don't know if you know this, but the Green Bay Packers are comprised of human men who pack things in boxes. That's why we are the Packers, right? We pack shit up. What do you got? Meat? No, put the meat in the fucking box. Pack it up. Packer.
Are you going to Quick Trip? Are you going to like the QT or the KT?
The KT. No one calls it QT.
No, KT and QT. There's difference because down here we have a Quick Trip and we have a Quick Trip.
They spell it wrong down in the South, don't they?
Yeah, we do a K and or a Q depending on where you are. Via the Mason-Dixon line.
Well, I know that if you are a man who is playing against an animal, if you can eat that animal, it doesn't hurt your odds of winning, right? So I feel like as humans, we eat birds all the fucking time. Like I'd eat a bird. We eat birds all day. I'd suggest eating a bird. I don't know what kind of bird you have available to you. Is it a turkey? Is it a chicken? These are common birds. You might get quail, maybe going duck. One way or another, America, this Sunday, I urge you, eat some bird meat and remind everybody where we are in the chain of humanity.
And don't forget to cheese up on D.
Got cheese up on D
It
too.
worked. It worked last week.
You
It'll
did.
work this week.
Guys,
Cheese up on
full-
D. I was
full
dipping
disclosure.
Cheez-Its into queso, and Quay got a pick 6. So I
I
mean,
did not cheese up on D at all.
that's all right.
I didn't even. I saw you.
We
said
were
in the
cheesing
video,
up on D for you.
You were cheesing hard, and we were seeing such great results, and I'm like, I really should maybe do that. But it's going. We'll see how it goes, and because like I'm, kind of lactose intolerant, but it's not about me. It's not about me. It's about the team. I get it. So like I would have, but it was going okay. It's more cheese up on D is like a break glass in case of emergency until we start playing poorly. Like, we're playing well. I'm not gonna cheese up on D.
Oh, you gotta cheese up on D the whole time, Tyson. I
love what you're saying though.
You can take the whole time.
Making great points. Excellent points.
The whole time. Cheese cubes, any kind of cheese will do.
Cheese balls. America,
you can find a way to dip cheese into cheese. That's the best kind of cheese up on D. We don't have to go full fondue. That's playoffs. Yeah. But make sure, for the love of God, Packers Nation, have some cheese on D.
Cheese it into like a cheese ball is what you're talking about. You take a Cheez-It cracker, you're dipping into a cheese ball.
Yeah.
Maybe dip that in a little bit of nacho canned cheese, and you will not shit until next Sunday. But we will win the game. It is not about you. Quit being an asshole about it.
Worth it.
Just fucking do it. These guys take concussions and broken bones. You can eat a little cheese and be uncomfortable for a day.
Yeah.
Come on. Oh man. I am really excited about this game next week, Ty. And I think at this point we got to kind of wrap her up because
that's a show.
We gotta get
informed.
I feel like it was a great off season, or it was a great victory week. I feel like it's going really slowly, even though it's just Tuesday, which when we record these. It feels like we're really enjoying and savoring this, and I hope this is something that we can do all year long, as well as talk Green Bay Packers with all y'all. We're gonna have more guests, and other specialized people in the pod as time goes.
Now.
Oh, do we really?
We might have Mr. Peterson.
Well, where is he? It's a lot of talk. Been talking about him for an hour.
10 minutes and I'm there, he says.
10 minutes is a long time.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Tune in next week.
Boys. Just go, boys. Just go. Just go, boys. Just go, boys.
You got a crazy guy, Shane from Shano, and he'll be back at some point. But at this point, I want to sign off. I want to pass it over to the extra porcelain prince, Aaron Mayhew. Mayhew, thank you for coming out tonight. Do you feel anything you want to say to America before we call her here for the night?
Yeah. I think we should welcome Shane to the party, right?
Yeah. Where's he at?
Shane?
There he is!
Shane, it's been a long off season, buddy.
I knew it, bud. I knew it.
Been?
Let him go. Shh. Everybody quiet. Everybody shut the fuck up. Here he comes. Shane from Shano, ladies and gentlemen. Here he comes. Nobody speak one time. Here he comes.
Well, how's it fucking going, you stupid fuckers?
Going fine, Shane. Good to see you again.
Oh, fuck yeah. Good to see you guys. Chaz.
Yeah, buddy.
Holy crap. I might have to black out my screen. I didn't know you were bringing the gun show tonight.
Don't you worry about it, bud.
Holy shit. How's it going?
We're feeling great.
We're
1-0.
We're
1-0, baby.
Who is?
Green Bay Packers.
Oh, fuck yeah, Pack.
Yeah, Packers beat the shit out of the Bears. Feeling good, feeling alive. How you feeling?
I've had a lot of rough months, guys. But we're here now, and I'm happy. But this off season has been hard on me. Terribly hard. I have been through a lot. And I'm just so happy and thankful to be back. And Chaz, just shoot me a quick smile. Oh, you fucking stupid fucker. Oh, I missed you guys.
Yeah, man.
We missed you too.
Yeah, definitely, Shane. It's been a long off season. So how are you feeling? How you feeling this new Jordan Love quarterback play, consistent offense thing? Are you feeling this? Or I know you were like a big Aaron Rodgers guy, so I just got to know if you're handling a transition well.
Tyson, we got to back some shit up and go back to the springtime to really rehash this all and how it all went down. Okay? So after the Pack lost last year to Detroit, first of all, goddamn, I am so happy to be back. Okay. After the Pack lost last year to Detroit, I rode my snowmobile a whole lot. And I did some reflection up in the UP. I had to get down into the powder town, and just get the treads wet. So I did that. And then I broke up with Lana.
No,
We kicked her out. Well, she actually kicked me out.
right.
But no police were involved this time, and that was great. So that was good. And, I got some alimony to pay her, and it's okay. But it's what it takes. And then after I realized I needed more reflection, I licked a toad and tripped my balls off. And I went into darkness for many days. I asked some of the frat boys down into Pier to get me some ayahuasca, but they didn't know where to get that shit, and they handed me a toad. I gave her a lick, went into darkness, and I found a lot about myself. I was just trying to emulate my role model, A12. Okay?
That's good.
But hang on, before we even get going on anything, I want to hey, Ty, what the fuck? I got a kind of a bone to pick with you, dog.
Oh no.
You ghosting me? Are you ghosting me on Insta? I sent you some messages. Why don't you ever send nothing back? It's not like I just reaching out to nobody. I'm talking to somebody, right? Did you see them, or am I got the wrong Ty? It's you.
There is one confused motherfucker out there who's getting blown up from Shane from Shano.
Bologna and cheese Ty.
Shane, I can only handle so many slow motion videos of Chaz. It's like the first one, I'm like, okay, I'll like this slow motion video of Chaz. And then I just
put those on my own feed. You know what? I don't put those on your feed.
I'm just not as interested in Chaz's feet as you are.
Ty, I wrote you 2 screenplays. Did you see them? I want to be your agent. Okay? The first one, you're a plumber. Okay? You show up to the house, you ring the doorbell. A nice gal answers. You say, hey, you looking to lay some pipe today? Okay? And then a couple scenes later, at the end, you love the end. Okay?
Is it happy? Is it a happy ending? I think Shane from Shano, Frozen Tundra came early for Shane from Shano.
I'm just glad Shane's alive and he made it through that wild hallucinogenic off season that he went through. So hopefully everything worked out.
I'm just glad his starring roles for me didn't go any further.
I was really curious with the next
where
one.
that was going.
Uh-oh.
Hey, hi.
Yes.
What the fuck? Anyway, the first screenplay, you're a plumber. The second one, you're a pizza delivery guy. You're going to ring the doorbell. A nice gal answers. You're going to say, anyone need a little extra meat? And then the scenes happen, and you're going to love the ending of that one, too. They all end great for you, bud. And I could be your agent. So just keep that in mind, okay? We can talk later. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Next one here, Chaz. Again, I just want to just reiterate how strong of a male role model you are in my life. You are someone I look up to a lot, and any time we can talk is important to me, and I'm really glad we moved beyond all the litigation and all the lawsuits and such.
Well, listen, Shane, this has been an odd week for us because we're not used to any of this yet in terms of winning so quickly and it going so smoothly. And I feel like everybody in the pod is just kind of just warming up to the season, So here's what I'll say is that we'd love to have you back, talk some more Packers with us, and we can discuss more of your antics at that time. But at this point, I feel like we got to shut her down and get ready for the Falcons. So at the count of 3 here, I'm gonna do the old hashtag Falcons eat a dick. Does that work for you, Ty?
It works for me.
It's just there were 2, so this is how we're rolling. We started with 4, we ended up with 5, and somehow there's 2. Man, that's great. Wait. Prediction, Ty. What the fuck's gonna happen? Give me a score. Packers, Falcons, go.
Pack wins 27-24 in overtime.
27-20. God damn, that's a good game. That's a
It's gonna be
good game. That's gonna be a good game.
You're gonna want to tune in.
You folks, he was not far from the. I was watching that Bears game. I'm like, oh shit, they're gonna hit. Ty's gonna hit fucking Yahtzee here. This is gonna land.
An ass whooping.
We just kept going. We just kept going. It's up at 27. We just kept going, and then but for a while it was just field goal kicks. I'm like, oh my god, he knows. I think that it is going to be also a close game. I think it's going to be 31-28 Packers. And I think Anders is going to get his first game-winning field goal. And I think it's going to be an interesting road power win, and then we're going to be ready to go back home for the first time. So I'm feeling pretty good about that game too. That will also be an excellent game. But you're right.
Preview on next week's episode. Be sure to subscribe, like, share, tell your friends. This is the best pod going for Packers. So
it's certainly one of them. And you guys, we wouldn't do it unless you guys were here. We probably do it anyway. We do it for us, but we also do it for you. And hope you guys enjoy your off week, and we'll see you against the Falcons.
Hashtag Falcons eat a dick.
Eat a dick.
2 dads and a chance, putting trophies on the wall. 2 dads and a chance is talking Green Bay Packers football. Not exactly qualified, but answers the call. 2 dads and a chance, talking Green Bay Packers football.
We gonna break it all down, probably leave out some facts. We gonna make some statements that we'll likely regret. Most of gossip and rumors made straight off the top. So crank up your air condition, cause it's bound to get hot.
2 dads and a chance, you know we live it and we live it right. 2 dads and a chance, we gonna break down football for you tonight. Besides them rings and putting trophies on the wall.
Trophies, y'all.
2 dads and a chance is talking Green Bay Packers football. Yeah, we talking Green Bay Packers football.